everybody.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay.
Come on, when you leaving for Eretz Yisrael?
Leaving on Sunday.
Nice. Thanks for inviting my kids. It's very
yeah.
sweet of you. Really appreciate it a lot.
Magda has the contact information.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Because Talia's seminary is so frum, they don't really allow her to have a decent phone. So all she has is a ring phone. So there's no WhatsApp. There's no text me. It's such a pain in the tuchas.
Crazy.
Not only do I have to pay for the tuition and everything else, but I got to buy her a stupid phone that I'm going to throw in the garbage.
Where do you even find such a phone?
Here, buy this for the plane.
Tomorrow.
It's great.
I have like
Zevin,
5
Gabrielle,
books.
Get it. Put it ahead of all of them.
What's it called?
It's
Tomorrow.
so good.
What's
It's
it about?
LA, it's Jewish, it's Asian. It's about 2 gamers.
Okay.
People who play, and they go to MIT and Harvard, and like how, I don't know, I'm in the middle, but it's
really,
true.
It's true.
No, I think it's just fiction, but it reads like it could be true.
Okay, I'll check it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good evening, everybody.
Hello.
Hey, Ernie.
We're going to learn the Tzorba at 8 o'clock, so I want to get started. But I sent everybody a text. Our Daf Yomi group has been invited to a siyum of Masechta Kesubos. There's a dinner. It's men only. There's no cost. Somebody's sponsoring it. It's all the Daf Yomi groups. I think on our side of town, Rabbi Krause, Rabbi Bess has 2. Wherever, I don't know, whatever, maybe Rabbi Teichman, Shul, Aguda, I don't know where else, and us. I was asked to be Messiah. I'm allowed to do that, but I'm not allowed to stay to eat. I need to give them a number, a head count. It's after Mincha and Marv Monday. Mincha at Rabbi Best in the shul, and the siyum is upstairs.
Yeah, I can't go. I'm not going to be in town.
Okay.
I said yes.
Okay, good. Kenny? Okay. Let me see. Mario?
Maybe.
Okay, so you let me know.
I'll let you know.
And we'll see what Elazar and Walter say. Okay, Kuv Zion. Poiskin Mizonis Leisha Sish. Misha Achlundina Sayam. Husband went to China. And, the woman comes to Besdin and wants mazonos. She wants food from the estate. Rabbi Amar Poiskin Mizonis Leisha Sish. The Besdin goes in, like the marshal, into the assets and sells a piece of land or something to provide mazonos for her. That, no, we don't know. Maybe he left her money, right? That Rav will agree to Shmuel that in the first 3 months that we don't go into the assets. He doesn't leave an empty house, so there's mazonos there to keep her going for 3 months. It's assumed. Now, if there's Adim that came that he died, so everyone agrees that we do go and sell assets to give her mazonos, because remember, based on the ksuba, she's allowed mazonos until she marries somebody else. If she doesn't marry anybody else, she can get the ksuba, she gets the mazonos as long as she's there. They haven't heard that she died, that he died. Keep Rabbi Poiskin, Damashubid law. Because there's a shibud that he has to provide mazonos. My timer. Maybe he left her privately some bundles of money for food. So she has money. Maybe we're concerned that he made an agreement with her that you now, normally I have your Maisi Adayim, and whatever you earn, and you get in return for that Mizonos. But now that I'm going to China, I tell her, you keep what you earn. So, my binayu, what's enough community? An adult where there would be cases where the man might leave her money and she doesn't earn enough to provide for her mizonos. So, according to Razvid, where we're worried about giving money, we don't give her mizonos because maybe she's an adult. He gave her money on the side. But according to Rav Papa, that maybe we don't give her because they made a deal about my satan, but she doesn't earn that much. So based on that shot, she would get mizonos. A young girl who does make enough money, a young girl would not be have money entrusted to her. So we're going to bring proofs either against Shmuel or for Shmuel. Tanakh. Mishal Sayam. Person went to China. Isha Tovas Mezoinas. And the wife wants Mezoinas. Chanan Amar Tishava Basoif, Lo Tishava Betchila. She gets Mezoinas. She has to take a shvu at the end. At the end means, let's say when she presents the ksuba and she wants the ksuba paid off. In the beginning means when she starts having Bezdin sell off property for her Mezoinas. So but in both cases, she gets Mezonos. She has to take shvua. They argue regarding when she takes a shvua. They both say that they get Mezonos, which is against Shmuel. This is also a case where they heard that he died. He agreed that in that case as well, everyone would agree that she gets Mezonos. Toshma. The guy went to China. Visha Tovas Mezonos. And the wife gets Mezonos. Takes Mezonos. B'nei Kohanim Gedolim Amar Tishava. She has to take a shvu that he didn't leave money with her. Chanan Amar Lo Tishava. Mibava Amar. If he shows up and says, Posakti lo Mezonos, I gave her Mezonos before I left, Nemon, he's believed, and she has to pay the estate back. But in the Reisha, it's clear that we give her Mezonos, which is not like Shmuel. Again, we heard that he died. The Gemara says, what do you mean? In Bava Omar Karma, you just said the cases he came back and said, I'm alive. Meaning in Bala Achar Shmuel, there was a rumor that he was alive. And then they gave her Mezonos. And then they found out that then he physically came back and he said, I had given her Mezonos before I left. So no Kashan Shmuel. Toshma. He's in China and she's coming to Bezdin wanting Mezonos. The Imbava Amar Tz'i Maisi Dakun Zoysayach, if we hear that he told her, you can keep your earnings, Rishayik, he can do it. Kadmu Bezdin Upasku, Masha Pasku Pasku. But in the interim, before we heard him say that, if Bezdin had gone ahead and given her Mezonos, she doesn't have to give that back. Or it says, it's not a Kasha on Shmuel, because it's also a case where Bezdin was paskined over there because they heard that he had died. Husband goes to China, she gets Mezonos. Bezdin Yordan L'chosov, Bezdin sends a marshal to the state, and they sell off property. The Zonin and Mufarnas and Lishto, and they provide room and board for the wife. Lo banav of nosa, but not for the children. The lo dover acher, which we'll see what that means. Again, we have a kash on Shmuel. It seems like we do give Mezonos. On Rav Sheshes b'mashas ishto yidei sholish. This is also a case, even if he was here, he had appointed an executor, so he would not be giving the money directly to her, really via a third party. I'm teaching right now. Okay. Okay, yeah, he's the best. That's why I sent you. That's why I sent you to him. Okay. Let me. I'm teaching right now. Okay, bye. Walter, are you going to come to that siyum Monday night? Yes, because I need numbers. Don't
I
hear-
will let you know.
Okay, good.
I'll
Thank you.
let you know. I saw that. I'll let you know.
Thank you. So if there was an executor appointed, even when he was in town, that was the case, and that's why Beis Din gave money. Well, if there was an executor, Yochi Banav of Nois of Nami, why aren't we giving money to the children? Because he left money for the wife, but not for the children. My Pascha. Well, what do you mean? Why would they make such a distinction? So, in fact, we reject the whole teretz. El Amar Rav Papa. This is a case where one aide came and he said he died in China. Because there we allow the woman to get married, Beitha. He boys in Suva Beitha, since she can get married. Motzi Minsabo Mizoni Nami Avinallah. We give her the mazonos. Banav of Nosa, the Iboy Lemechis Lenachasa Beitha Lo Matsu Nachte. Yerusha's a din mominus. Your din mominus needs two aided. There's an exception by aguna. We don't want her to be an aguna, so we rely on the one aid to allow her to marry. So if she can marry, she can get the mazonas as well. But the children can't get the marshal to come in and sell the guy's assets unless they have two aided. So therefore, with one aid, mazonin nami lo yavin and light. They don't give them mazonis either. Then we said davar acher, my davar acher, because davar tachshit, jewelry. When the ball's not there, we don't give her jewelry because it said lo davar acher. Rav Yisroel it's staka.
Just let me ask you, how long do you have to give her mazoina for? She doesn't get married, like what, 25 years, like we learned
Yes.
before.
Yes. That's
And so what happens if there's no Yerusha for the children?
She takes credit. She takes precedence because her lien.
Yeah, but this is like a one-off thing. In other words, we make a special. This can only happen if one person came and said that her husband died in Chutz La'aretz. That can only happen that way. So if it's a one-off thing,
No, what if we said also?
that's what the Gemara is talking about. Yeah.
No, but that we're trying to bring kashas on Shmuel. In the end, we're going to paskin that if a man goes to China and never comes back, she does get mizonos until if she doesn't remarry for 25 years. We paskin like Rav, not like Shmuel.
Yeah, but I'm not asking a kasha on that. I'm asking a kasha on the poor children. In other words, they made an exception for the wife. They don't make an exception for the child.
Because the ksuba is a document that preceded the birth of the children. She has a lien on the properties before the children were buried, were ever born. So it's like a pre-exist. Her lien.
But a wife can't inherit a
That's
husband.
not a din Yerusha. It's a din in a debt. A balchov. If a guy owed money, and he comes, the balchov gets all the money. There's nothing left for the Yerusha. The same story.
I hear what you're saying, but it's a very hard shut. In other words, why should there be an exception? In other words, Why
How
wouldn't
about
the,
Balchov? Balchov is not an
no,
exception.
but why wouldn't the children, you're appointing an apotropos here, right? You're appointing somebody to give the money. You're appointing somebody to give the money. Obviously, the children were not of age. If they were children were of age, they could have given her money from this. Why do you need somebody to come in and be appointed? Obviously, they are younger than that. Now, let's say they become.
No. So the Gemara moved off the Havamina of the executor because the question became.
So who's this? The Beis Din is
The question became, well, if there's an executor for the wife, there's got to be an executor for the children. So we got rid of that teretz.
Okay, so who's
Hello,
deciding?
I'm not Papa.
The Beis.
Yeah, Bezdin, an Eid Echad showed up.
Okay,
and said,
then I understand. Okay, fine, that's fine. If it's
no,
the
it's a
Beis
good
Din,
question. It has to do with just like a creditor. And yes, if you owe tons of money and it wipes out the whole estate, so there's nothing left for the Yerusha, it's the same like that.
yeah, but this.
Elazar,
Okay.
I forgot at 7:30. I'm
are you going
sorry.
to come to the Shloshim? I sent a message.
I
Rabbi
didn't get, okay,
It's
I'll
not
look at it.
Shloshim, it's the Siyum.
I'm sorry. The Siyum of Masechta Kesubos at Rabbi Best, Monday night, 6:30. There's a dinner.
This-
It's all the Daf Yomi groups, Rabbi Krause's, Rabbi Bess's, Rami Deutsch's, Covenant Torah.
Where's it at?
Rabbi Best upstairs, and there's a dinner. Somebody is
Okay.
Susie's catering.
no women, men
Okay.
only.
I'm just making a joke.
Okay, yeah.
Susie's catering. Just
I'm sorry, I just turned out, I forgot that was 7:30 this year. I missed it.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're on
Okay.
Kuf Zayin of it.
Let me ask you, Ernie, I got a place to go for the minion. It's at, I'll send it to you.
It's a minion. Oh, you'll send me a minion.
1:30 every day, 1:30 at what's the Steve Uretsky's place,
Okay,
his
but
business.
send me the details.
Yeah, I'll send you the address and the phone number too.
Thank you very much.
I'm sorry.
we
Okay.
have 1:30 downtown also, Ernie.
I know, but I think Steve's gonna be closer to down.
Yeah, Steve will be closer to down. Yes.
I think it's right off the.
I've been going to Young Israel. It's okay because now it's 5:55, but it's gonna be 4:30.
Yeah, you're gonna have a problem.
So I have to figure out. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. I already, my schedule's been changed, so I leave the office earlier. But it may be better to go to that thing.
I'll speak to the boss. Maybe I'll let you go earlier. Okay.
Okay. But Walter brings up the point here that Yerusha's a din in Mominus. So the Eid Echad is not enough to allow them to get assets because you need two Eidim for that. A woman, so she can get married with Eid Echad, she gets the Mazonos with the Eid Echad. So that's a very.
Yeah, but the whole point is that she should get married. In other words, they shouldn't leave it for 25 years. In other words, the whole point is that she should get married. She doesn't get married. She's just using the mazoinus of the children. It's not a simple case.
Walter, I know of many, as I'm sure you do, many cases of women, they've gotten a divorce, they're getting alimony, they have boyfriends, and they never get married so that the alimony continues.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know anybody like
Okay, but I do. So anyway,
that.
it's the same, but it's exactly the same story.
I get what you're
They
saying.
stay
but
unmarried, so they
that-
keep on schlepping
but
mezuzah.
hello, there's a big difference. This is under the auspices of Beis Din, and the Rabbanan made a halacha. So the whole halacha was the Ike is, listen, I can tell you one thing. So the point of the halacha, right, is against the children, because if that woman decides she wants to be for 25 years on one aid, because somebody came and said, and they gave her a special dispensation because she's supposed to get married. So then put a time frame, but can't do 25 years. That doesn't seem to be the right thing.
Right.
And that's why I asked you on the 25 years.
Right, because the only way she'll get it if she stays unmarried. She has a right, even with the Eid Echad, not to remarry. So you're right, it's an unusual case. They give her a psak, you can get married. She decides, I'm not going to get married. And
Who said it's not a woman's world out there? Okay, let's go further. It's crazy.
Very good point. Very good point. I just copped it, by the way. I just copped it. That we're talking about a case where she got permission to remarry and she decides not to remarry. And because if she remarries, she stops getting mazonos. Yeah, you're absolutely correct. It's a strange case. Now, mandamer tachshid, that she doesn't get tachshid, kol shechein tzedakah. That Bezin is not going to go into the assets in order for her to give away tzedakah to aniyim. Mandamer tzedakah, about tachshid yavin law. But the one who says they're not poising her money to give tzedakah, but jewelry, yeah. A husband always wants his wife looking good. So he would be happy that she'd be buying tachshitim to make her look good. Or perfume, Rashi says. So tachshit isn't always jewelry. Rashi says psonim.
I prefer the jewelry part if people would listen. They don't listen. I have a good address for you. Okay.
Toshma. We keep on hacking on Shmuel here. Hayavama. Right? Reuven and Shimon. Reuven dies. Reuven's wife falls to Shimon. Shimon doesn't do anything. The woman's a lady in waiting. The first 3 months, she gets mazonis from the estate of her husband that died. And beyond 3 months, she's in limbo. She doesn't get money from the estate of her first husband, not from the Yavim. However, Ahmad Badin Uvarach, Beis Din showed up and said that to the Yavim, you're dragging your feet, and we are poskening that you have to provide mizonis. And he ran away. No, mizonis mishal Yavim. Beis Din goes into his assets and gives her money from the Yavim. So l'chura, this seems to be a kash on Shmuel again because they're giving mizonos, and this guy's not in town, like Medina Sayyam. So again, Amar L'cha Shmuel can answer. I mean, what are you worried here? Because we had 2 worries. One was Mishum Tzrori, that maybe the husband, before he left town, gave her a package of money. The Yavim is not close enough to this lady in waiting that he's going to give her money. And if we're going to say he gave her the right to keep her Maisi Adayim, and in return for the Mizonos, until he marries, there's no shibud for that. Just as a Yavim, he's not meshubid to give her Mizonos. Toshma. A man and his wife went to China. She comes back and says, my husband died. It's up to her. This deals to Walter's point. She can get married, and she can also collect, and she can decide not to get married and pull mazonos, or she can collect her ksuba if she wants. So again, we see evidence that she gets mazonos when he goes to the Medina Sayyam. Then if she says, Gershani Bali, my husband divorced me when I was in China, so she gets to collect her whole ksuba. She doesn't get that benefit of mazonos for 25 years, but she gets to collect up to the value of her ksuba like any grusha would. That's what it means, Ms. Parnesses, so again, it seems like she's getting mazonos when the husband's out of town. This was also a case where word came independent of her that he died. So why is it different that she gets to collect only to the value of the ksuba? She is the one that she lost it for himself because she said, I was a divorcee, and therefore she gives up those mazonos. Toshma, Ketzad Amar Ma'enes Ein Lam Mezainis. How does it work in a case where a minor girl got married and she did miyun and she has no mezainis? You can't give me an example when she's living with her husband. As long as they're living together, the husband's mechuyev to give mezainis. Must be a case. He went to China, loves of achla, she borrowed an egg, and then later on miyana. Then she did miyun. Now, the only reason she gives up mezainis time at the miyana, halon miyana yavin lo. Without miyana, she would continue to get mezainis. Kashan Shmuel. What? We have no worry here. An adult husband's not going to give his minor wife any money. A minor is not going to be able to make enough money to provide mezainis for herself. More asks, "My Avi Allah, what's the halacha here?" Paskin that she gets mezainis. If they have Shema b'tzipor, v'lo pasuk la mezainis. Toiba Rabbi Yochanan. Rabbi Yochanan wondered, Rabbi Shmuel shlo pasuk la mezainis. How come Rabbi Shmuel said she doesn't get mezainis? It was a machlekes. She takes a shvua. No, but everyone agreed she gets mezainis. Again, this was a case where they had heard that he died. They already gave these tirutzim. Now, Kiyasa Ravi Namar Maisa Bol if they Rebbe Beis Sharim, the law pasuk la mezainis. It's the opposite. Rebbe did not give mezainis, and if they Rebbe Shema b'tzipor pasuk la mezainis. Rabbi Yechumara Rebbe Shloi pasuk la the lo yinechliku chanan of the kohanim gadol and aliyah shvua. Aval mezainis yavil. The machlokes was only whether she takes a shvua, but everyone says she gets mezainis. Again, this was the exceptional case where they heard that he died. It's not a case just he's in China, we haven't heard from him. Again, you already gave this answer. That's the final halacha, and the Shulchan Aruch paskins that way. Guy goes to China, Bezdin can go into the estate of the husband, sell everything off, provide mezainis for her. And a wife has a right to say, she's a neurosurgeon, she makes a lot of money. You keep your mezainis and I'll keep my earnings. Kunya is a type of clay. Dharma said, I mani de kunya, these things that are made out of clay, white and black, sharu. They don't absorb non-kosher things, so you can use them. Yeruki, the green ones absorb, so they asiri. The black and white that we permitted is only when there's no cracks. Because the treif items can get into the crack. Mishnah. And somebody went to China. The guy has a friend back in town. He felt bad for the guy's wife. The Ahmad Echadu Pirnes Sishto gave mizonos to the guy's wife. Chanan Ober Ibn Most of tough luck. He doesn't get his money back. He didn't have a chiyuv to do it. He did it, and the husband doesn't have a chiyuv to pay him back. The Bnei Kohanim Gedolim said no. He takes a shvu how much he spent and he gets the money. Rav Doisa ben Yochanan Kedivrayim. Rav Doisa learned like them. Rav Yochanan ben Zakkai Yofa Amar Chanan. Chanan said correctly. Hiniach Mal Yosef al Kernat Tzvi. It's like he put his money on the horns of a deer, and they're lost forever. We paskin that if someone got up and spent money for the wife, he never commanded for it, the husband, so he doesn't have to pay him back.
We depend upon the bezdin to go into the husband's funds.
If the guy owed him money, he's allowed to deduct it from what he owes him. You owed him $1,000. and he provided $500 for his wife, he can get away with only paying the guy $500.
All right.
Uh,
Okay, tomorrow,
Oh, yeah.
I do believe